from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, October 28th, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. When thousands looked up in the sky this afternoon, they saw something more than just clouds. It was a blimp, and not just any blimp, a blimp associated with NORAD surveillance of the East Coast that became untethered from Maryland this morning. It landed just before 3 p.m. this afternoon. Residents in Columbia County witnessed the unmanned blimp as it flew over Pennsylvania. Two F-16s scrambled from the New Jersey National Guard to track the blimp. The JLENS Aerostat, which is short for Joint Land Attack Cruise Missile Defense Elevated Netted Senior Systems, can carry powerful radars that can protect a territory roughly the size of Texas from airborne threats. Cables dragging below the blimp is what caused major power outages as it hit power lines. According to PPL Electric's website, more than 30,000 homes and businesses were without power in the area. At this hour, it's down to 18,000 homes. Not sure how long it will take to repair the power. The investigation as to how the blimp became untethered is underway. While power outages in Columbia County were caused by the NORAD blimp, it was heavy rain and wind down in Schuylkill County that caused even more power outages. Fallen power lines and other multiple incidents caused over 4,500 PPL customers to lose power around 2:30 this afternoon. The majority of the customers that were affected are in Rush Township in Schuylkill County. Two power lines came down around 1:30 this afternoon near 476 Valley Street in Brockton and near mile marker 131 on Interstate 81. Fire police volunteers staged throughout Rush Township, providing traffic control and generator power to traffic lights. Power is expected to be returned around 8 o'clock tonight or later. 3 children and 2 disoriented adults in Tamaqua were transported to a local hospital Tuesday afternoon after suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. WYLN's Gary Perna spoke with the EMS crew that saved their lives.
For us, it's like a normal day at the office. Like you walk in your office and your phone rings. You never know what's going to be on the other end when you get there.
Like Bowman said, it was just another day in the office. Bowman and his partner, Harry Hans, work for Tamaqua Community Ambulance. Around 4:20, they received a call to go to 175 Orgsburg Street in Tamaqua for an overdose. But when the two got on scene at the home in the South Ward section of the borough, they found not an overdose, but 5 people that were breathing in very high levels of carbon monoxide.
We arrived on scene and we went to knock on the front door of the residence and nobody answered. So my partner decided to go to the back of the building to see if somebody was at the back door of the house, because comm center really didn't give us any more information besides a possible overdose. While my partner was in the back, Tamaqua police and myself, somebody came to the front door and we got inside and I noticed 2 individuals that were unresponsive and a third one that was walking from the kitchen into the dining room and also collapsed. At that point, we attempted to get everybody out of the residence. Probably took us maybe 2 to 3 minutes till we got all 5 occupants out of the residence and out to the sidewalk and started administering oxygen to them.
According to Tamaqua Fire Chief Tom Hartz, a generator was running in the basement that was providing power to the home at the time. He added that carbon monoxide levels outside the front door of that home were at 400 parts per million, and inside, the levels were extremely higher. All the victims were transported to St. Luke's Miners Memorial Hospital in Coaldale. According to TamaquaArea.com, the Tamaqua Salvation Army has offered to provide temporary housing for the family if needed.
They call in, there was, I believe, 3 Lehighton ALS trucks. We also called in Penn Mahoning ambulance for another truck, which worked out good because there was 5 ambulances. We did have 5 patients, so it worked out real well that all the patients got the best care possible because there was enough personnel there.
Hans has this reminder for everyone.
If you're going to run a generator, make sure it's outside. Also have CO monitors in your house. They are definitely lifesavers.
In Tamaqua, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. A Wilkes-Barre man who is a former Luzerne County Transportation Authority mechanic is behind bars tonight after pleading guilty to statutory sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. 44-year-old Eric Robert Turinsky of Bear Creek Boulevard is accused of sexually abusing the teenage girl for years. Turinsky took a plea deal with prosecutors in exchange for withdrawing charges of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse. According to prosecutors, Turinsky gave the teen gifts, synthetic marijuana, and alcohol. They also say that he molested her hundreds of times over the years, and it all allegedly began in April of 2008. Turinsky allegedly told the teen that her mother would disown her if she said anything, and she would have nowhere to go. Turinsky was employed as an LCTA mechanic, but is no longer an employee of the authority. Turinsky is behind bars at the Luzerne County Prison pending his sentencing in December. A West Hazelton man accused of holding up the pantry quick on North Broad Street faces numerous felony charges. 22-year-old Sean Ortiz was arrested on October 25th by West Hazelton police for an armed robbery. He was also a person of interest in previous armed robberies that occurred at Pantry Quick on October 10th and 15th. He was arraigned by District Magistrate James Dixon and taken to the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $10,000 bail. West Hazelton police have filed additional charges related to the prior armed robberies. Hazelton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi unveiled his budget proposal on Tuesday. Tonight, WYLN's Gary Perna breaks down the $9.8 million budget for us.
In Hazelton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi's last budget, he calls for a whopping 14% property tax increase. He reinstates the stormwater fee, doubles hourly parking rates, and increases the earned income tax rate. Yanuzzi said the hikes would generate revenue for hiring 10 full-time police officers, covering a $140,000 payment the city must pay the attorneys for the IIRA case, fundraises for unions and management employees, and cover the rising cost of health care insurance. Under the proposal, property taxes would jump from 4.51 mils to 5.14 mils. The EIT would jump by 0.25% to 1.6%. That would generate about $900,000 that could be used for hiring 10 full-time police officers.
And people out there are realizing that and are saying, yes, I would pay for it on my, property taxes. It's like an insurance policy. People don't realize that their house values go down when crime goes up. So the amount that they're losing on their houses is way more than that $89 on a $100,000 home. So most of them were saying they would be willing to pay it. Now this scenario that we're going to use will be a lot easier because our senior citizens won't be affected by it because if they're retired, they're not going to pay it. And our property tax payers won't pay it either. It'll be the working people of the people that work in Hazelton.
And the stormwater fee that was last assessed in 2014. Council pulled it from the budget after a series of setbacks, including a low collection rate and threats for legal action against the city. Health insurance costs are also projected to increase by 14.2% for all employees in the city. Yanuzzi is in his last few weeks as mayor, but he did leave a pay increase of about $1,500 for the next mayor. The next mayor and council will have 45 days to alter the budget that they inherit. Council must pass a version of a budget by December 31st. In Hazelton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Tuesday, November 3rd is quickly approaching, and WYLN is proud to announce that we have the most diverse, opinionated, and well-known group of political figures for this year's live local election coverage. The election panel will be led by Tiffany Cloud, host of WYLN's The Storm, the area's leading political talk show. Cloud will be joined by returning panelist attorney Bill Vinsco. Vinsco has long been a fixture in the area political scene for years. New to the panel this time is Bob Stevens. Mr. Stevens taught government and economics in the Hazelton area for 30 years. He also held numerous positions with the local government, including a term on Hazelton City Council. Also new to the panel, Charlie Burkhart. Burkhart was a teacher in Freeland for 38 years and has served in countless community leadership posts, including a seat on Hazleton City Council. Of course, WYLN's Gary Perna, Eric DeBaradinas, Gabriella Justin, and myself, along with the rest of the WYLN team, will be out in the field covering various races in our area. So make sure you tune into WYLN on November 3rd, beginning at 8 p.m. And remember, WYLN is your election station. Time now for our first look at our forecast. It certainly feels like fall today with the rain, wind, and chilly weather. Several Halloween parades and outdoor events were canceled due to the weather, but what does the rest of the week have in store for our area? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Yeah, definitely not the nicest days to be outdoors with all the rain coming into our region. And tell you what, it's been coming down heavy at times, even a possibility of a thunderstorm as we head into this evening and through part of the overnight hours. You can clearly see the yellows and oranges indicating heavier rain that's been coming through. Occasionally, we've got a break from the rain from time to time. But again, these are temperatures over the past 24 hours, 50s, 60s to near 70 degrees in Philadelphia. Actually, that's not too bad for this time of year, even 50s to 60s right now as I speak. Now, what's going to happen with our weather as we head into tomorrow and the rest of this week? We got some cooler temperatures to talk about. I'll explain coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, details on how some Luzerne County residents are now eligible for free prescription discount cards. That and much more coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbachik, Sports with Eric DeBaradinas and Gabriella Justin.
Did you know that suicide rates are on the rise in Luzerne and Wyoming counties? Did you know that over 100 Americans commit suicide every day? And did you know that you can help prevent suicide? I'm Jeffrey Waugh, and I'm here to tell you there is help. If you or someone you know is depressed, dial 800-273-TALK or the emergency helpline at 211. For more information and suicide prevention tips, visit any of these websites. Together, we can save lives.
Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
Luzerne County residents are now eligible for a free prescription discount card, plus other low-fee health and dental discounts. Our Julie Stefanovich has more about this program.
Representatives from the National Association of Counties spoke at the Greater Hazleton Active Adult Center today about prescription discounts. Luzerne County signed on to the NAOC Live Healthy discount program. It provides residents with prescription discounts when major medical doesn't cover the cost of the medications. Over 1,400 counties nationwide are in the program, including 44 in Pennsylvania. Over $30 million has already been saved statewide, so there's a definite need for this program.
There's a lot of prescriptions that aren't covered by insurance, even with the new exchanges and employer-funded insurance. In fact, I'm one of those people who uses the card. I live in Montgomery County, Maryland. I have one prescription that's on the formulary and one that's not, so I actually use the discount card myself. So there's a lot of cases where folks still don't have coverage for their prescriptions. But also health and the health services that we're covering and dental are not covered by the exchanges. Only baseline children's dental checkups are covered under the ACA Act, and in the case of our health services like hearing aids, diabetic supplies, LASIK, PRK, vision, and eyeglasses, those are not covered by the public exchanges at all. So it's a program that will really complement the employer-funded and public exchanges, as well as the safety net of the county itself, Luzerne County.
It also offers options for low-fee dental and health discounts. Some of the seniors at the meeting today say they are ready to give the program a try.
I think the plan will be pretty good from what they were speaking. I've used other plans that came in on a mailing basis and go to Giant Pharmacy, that's where I use, but the discount isn't as great as their own card. So as he was telling us that the discount will be better with the group of special, medical people that they put together with it. So I'm going to test it out and see if it's profitable for me to use it. I hope it is.
There is no cost to the county, and there's also no age limits or income requirements. Members can immediately use the card for prescriptions and either call or sign up online for the health and dental discounts. The program pays for itself in the long run.
You can use it anytime a prescription is not covered by insurance, so you might as well pick up a card or print one and carry it with you, and then present it to the pharmacy anytime a prescription isn't under your current insurance plan. It will not discount a insurance transaction, so in other words, if you already have a copay on the particular prescription, it's being filed towards your insurance. You cannot use the discount card on top of that to discount the copays, but it will provide help anytime a prescription is not covered by insurance. And the health and dental portion, only about 43% of county residents nationwide have dental coverage. So we're seeing about 57% do not. So it's a very low cost monthly or yearly fee for the dental and the health.
To enroll, you can visit nacohealth.org or call toll-free 1-877-573-2395. In Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast, plus details on how you can purchase the new Hometown Heroes banners in the Cunningham area. Stay tuned, that and much more coming up here on WYLN.
Jack Mundy has reigned on City Council like a king for 14 years and wants to be mayor. But we need a new blueprint for Hazleton and a mayor with vision, new ideas and solutions. A man with a plan who will work with council, business leaders and residents to achieve progress for Hazleton now.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cassett, and I want to be your next mayor of Hazleton.
It's time to stop King Jack in his tracks and free our city from the political dark ages. Vote Cassett.
There is something new to look for at your local SureSave supermarket. And quite frankly, when it comes to quality and price for your food, it's the best yet. The best yet means hundreds of items packaged at the peak of perfection and priced for the family budget. Look for the best yet label at your locally owned SureSave supermarket. When you see it, be assured of the great taste at a great price whenever you need it. From canned to fresh to frozen, for quality products at a better price, the best yet, now at your local SureSave supermarket.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Well, we got the rain falling across our area. It's been heavy at times, possibility of even a thunderstorm as we head into this evening. Rain not over yet. We still have to deal with some through tonight and then some leftover showers as we head into the first part of tomorrow. But at least the temperatures are fairly mild considering where they could be for this time of year. Let's get on to the graphic for the day. And in addition to the rain, we've also had to deal with the wind, which has been a pretty good factor across all of our viewing area, and we've been getting a decent amount of rain today. Now it's been dry across our area lately, so we definitely do need the rain, and definitely we've been seeing it. Here's a look at Live 35 Skycast Doppler. We've been getting some breaks in the rain from time to time, but again, we still have some heavier rain still to deal with as we head into this evening and through the overnight hours, and even the possibility of some thunder and lightning. We're at 59 degrees, our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, and we've picked up now over an inch of rain, exactly 1.35 inches of rain since the midnight hour. And there you can see that those winds a little bit gusty from time to time. We continue to be on a mild flow of things, a fairly mild for this time of year, but go out toward the north and west. Minneapolis, it's only 37 degrees. Bismarck, it's 36 degrees. Closer to home, generally in the 50s, lower 60s. 70 degrees now in Philadelphia. Can't go wrong for this time of year, coming in with a 70. 60s will do. That's pretty nice for this time of year, so we won't complain either. But boy, tell you what, we've been dealing with some locally heavy downpours. Again, we're getting some breaks in the rain from time to time, but again, the rain is not over. We still have to deal with that even as we head through the overnight hours. Again, the possibility of a thunderstorm, and then it tapers off the showers as we head into tomorrow morning. And then I think we'll see some clearing, and then we'll see a mix of sun and clouds as we head into the afternoon hours. So overall, things shaping up to be better as we progress through tomorrow. We start to dry out, and it looks like we should be dry as we go into our Friday. Extended forecast looking like this. As we progress through tomorrow, some of the leftover showers, mid to upper 50s, and then it gets much chillier for Friday and Halloween, mid to upper 40s. You see those overnight lows in the 30s, and then a little bit milder as we start to progress through the middle part of next week. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a pick 253 to pick 3373, the pick 4 5427. And the pick 5 number is looking like this. 3, 4, 7, 7, 4, and the treasure hunt numbers 5, 14, 17, 20, and 25. Stick around. We'll have more for you coming up after the break.
So why re-elect Stephanie Sullivan as DA? Well, let the record show. Over 17,000 cases, plus $270,000 under budget this past year, and put Zelensky away for life. She achieved Kevin's Law and saved the Child Advocacy Center. Started the first anti-crime unit, First Hazleton Satellite Office. She's been to 100 Crime Watch meetings and formed the first anti-gang unit. At this 100% conviction rate, that's a top 10 record.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Valley Hometown Hero banners are now on display in the borough of Cunningham. We stopped by a formal dedication ceremony yesterday afternoon. Our Julie Stefanovich has the story and details on how you can purchase one.
Hometown Hero banners hang proudly on Main Street in Cunningham. A committee was formed after military veterans approached council about placing banners in the borough. Around 32 were hung over the past few months, and a dedication ceremony was held this afternoon honoring the vets.
Well, a lot of communities have these Hometown Heroes banners, and we have a really close-knit community. We have a veterans post in our community, so we thought it would be a really great fit to do this as well. We sold the banners for $240 a banner, and we are currently taking names for our waiting list for any additional banners for our next time around when we order them again.
Roland Wolf served in the U.S. Army in Korea from 1953 to 1955. His son and daughter purchased a banner to honor their father's military service.
Feels pretty good. Be recognized. Well, it was supposed to be done for Memorial Day, but it wasn't done until just a short time ago. I guess they had trouble getting the banners in or whatever. And my son and my daughter bought the banner for me.
Roland's wife, Madeline, was also in attendance at this afternoon's ceremony. She talked about what it was like seeing the banner for the first time.
It's a wonderful thing. I think all these men have served their country and they should be honored, and this is a good way to honor them by putting the banners up. I think it's a great thing to do. I was very proud that they were, that they would hang the banner. I asked him to do it, and he said no, he didn't want one, but when he got one, he was very proud. We drove around to try to find it when they hung them up, and then we found where it was, and we were very pleased.
The banners are currently displayed on Main Street, but the community has plans to branch out to other roads. They are available to anyone who has served in the military. You can contact the borough at 570-788-4385 for more information on purchasing one. In Cunningham for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up next, Eric DeVerdinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
4 years ago, D.A. Salavantis promised to end corruption, yet she dismissed in secret over 36 valid DUI charges. In one case, a woman over 2 times the limit told police she was filthy rich and knew people. Her case was tossed twice by Salavantis, once after the case was refiled by police. One offender almost ran over 2 police officers and another hit a house. 3 were tossed for offenders represented by lawyers affiliated with her first assistance law firm. Luzerne County needs real change. Vito DeLuca for District Attorney.
Sports on WYLN is sponsored in part by Burger Family Dealerships, Harry's View Pullet, Fairway Chevrolet, Penn State Hazleton, Barber Ford, The Wire Guys, Tri-County Business Machines, Weatherwood Nursing, Hazel Park Quality Meats, John Diana Insurance, Mobility by Steven, Service Electric, Hazleton, S.J. Kowalski Plumbing and Heating, Coordinated Health, Grand Central, and Third Base Luncheonette.
Homecoming Friday for Hazleton area as they make a return to Harmon Guy Stadium, seeking their second straight home victory in WYLN's Game of the Week versus Daniel Boone. The teams played last year, but the District 3 opponent is generally unfamiliar to teams in northeastern Pennsylvania. Cougars coach Mike Brennan details the game plan for the Blazers.
Up front, they're quick. Up front, smaller, quicker up front. And defensively they're aggressive. They put 5 guys, 6 guys in the line of scrimmage, and they'll be difficult for us to handle. We have to run the ball like we always do. Last week we had no success running the football, which obviously puts us in a bad spot. The games we've been successful in, we've run the ball effectively and we're able to build off of that with the play action passes. And defensively we have to put Ramsey in the ground. Very good football player and a very low to the ground physical runner.
Coughlin-Berwick important for a number of reasons. The matchup should determine district playoff seeding, and after 4 decades roaming the sidelines, Friday will mark the final regular season home game for Bulldog head coach George Curry. Last year, Crestwood was the high-powered big school offense. This year, that title may belong to Williamsport. The injury bug costly for the Comets this season, but the Millionaires still with a chance at the postseason. Dallas suddenly alive in the playoff conversation at 4-4, showcasing a newfound dedication to the ground game. Pittston hasn't won a game this season, and that trend should continue versus the Mountaineers. Big school versus small school as Tunkhannock hosts Northwest. The Rangers won in a thriller last week with quarterback Jeremy Walsh returning and currently have more to play for than the Tigers. Our number 1 team, Wyoming Valley West, and Scranton to play the Cavaliers. The last real roadblock in the Spartans' quest for an undefeated regular season. Valley West hasn't allowed a touchdown since October 2nd. And lastly, Wyoming area, the best 2-6 team around, visits Wallenpaupack out of the Lackawanna League. The Warriors, whose last 4 losses have come by an average of 1 score, hope to erase that versus the 4-4 Buckhorns. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
All right, well, still mild for tomorrow, and then after that, it gets much cooler. for Halloween as we go into our Saturday. Only in 40s, and some of those overnight lows dropping down into the 30s. So it's been dry around here lately, and we definitely need the rain, and we've gotten a pretty good amount.
All right, well, as long as Halloween trick-or-treat.
Yeah, it'd be chilly. Dress warm, but it should be dry at this point in time.
All right, well, that's all that matters. And Friday night football still sitting there with no rain.
Hey, that's, again, all we can ask for. Friday and Saturday, and then, 59 today is great.
All right, sounds good. And we'll just pray that the rain goes away, of course, for Friday, Saturday, and, hey, just the weekend in general. Make it a good weekend. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow.